Yeah. Two. Yeah. Aye.
Got over money.
I'm jacking the beat, you calling the cops. The yapping is cheap, I call you the ops. The rapping is hating, it's all cause of pop. You get a leak for the ball, get a drop. Feel like I'm wrong when I double it back, cause I'm making it harder to catch that. But I covered the ticket, I call you to visit. You tipping and hit up the cash app. Baby girl, been around for it. Yeah, in the old days, I was stuck in old ways. Never really trying to flip the old page. Young man tripping at an old age. Thinking I was flicking, had a low wage. Led the broad days, then a slow praise. Thinking it'd be different, it would gon' change. Then it really didn't, it's a cold game. Yeah, ayy. All I really wanted was the money in the pocket. Got over money, but the money ain't the topic. Like Bill Doe and the money gotta stop it. Kid need food and the whip need juice. I'ma get these views when hard play hard, homeboy, everybody ain't calling out. Got a mouthpiece from the southeast, if you want scrap, stall him out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I feel good, man, I'm balling out. I'm a rich man with a rich fam, Christ bars got me out of mama house. And I bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Big God, big grace. Big God, big grace. Big God, big grace. Big God, big grace. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Big God, big grace.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale looking old, so fresh, cold, clean. You see that thing, guys, and take that picture for your mom and then, guys, and welcome to another edition of the Countermove podcast. Guys, we're looking at life and wife's perspective, leaning and reasoning together, and kind of come up with some pretty good solutions here, guys. And forgive me, guys, what I'm trying to do here is I'm having a little bit of some technical issues, but it is what it is, and ain't no thing with it at all. We're going to get it solved, guys, and I want to welcome you guys. And if you could, guys, while I'm fixing everything, share if you can, guys, which would be pretty cool. If you need me, if you haven't liked it, subscribe. What should be fun? Give me a sec here, guys. I am live, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this done fairly quickly. Here, having some problems with Instagram, but I'm getting it solved now, as we see. Now, if you could, guys, last week while I'm getting this solved, we actually had a discussion on a topic that was pretty interesting to say the least, right? The one thing about it is it was a 2 hour live, right? And we talked about illegal immigration. That's what we talked about, illegal immigration. And the thing about it is, it was a very healthy conversation. We were able to lean and read together. We had some guests on. We had Sunni on. We had Said on. We had my boy Deontay Blade Ford on, which is pretty good, guys. We had a lot of people on. And give me one sec here. One sec here, guys. We had a lot of people on, and it was a very highly contested, but good type of discussion. And what tripped me out, guys, is this here is it was over really Texas and their illegal immigration bill. And what got me going a little bit, guys, was um, there was discussions for and against it, which was fine, but it kind of prompted me a little bit, guys, to begin to look at some stuff. And what got me is there was there was a inclination of saying that it was improper for Texas to do that, and that it was a federal issue, which it is. And but what would happen if the federal government does not do their job? How does Texas begin to claim its sovereignty? Well, I just said, you know what? Let me look into this illegal immigration thing a little bit further. And I wanted to ask a question because as I was researching this, stuff kept coming up on my feed, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you name whatever platform, it came up. And I had to ask this question real quickly, guys. And let me know if you're in the chat, no matter what platform you're on. The southern border illegal immigration issue, is it an invasion or not? Right? Because the conflict was over Texas claiming that this was an invasion. That's why this Texas bill got got drafted. And to be honest, guys, when I was running for Texas House 2 years ago, I actually ran on exactly what Texas actually implemented in this bill, right? Having our own Homeland Security Division, which is law enforcement, with the power to deport, which they do have in this, which is fine. And what tripped me out is I just said, okay, cool. Let me kind of look at these numbers and see, is this an invasion or not? Because that's what really is the issue is, can Texas or any other border state claim that this influx of illegal immigration, is it an invasion or not? I just said, all right, let me take a look at it and see what's going down, guys. Welcome to Instagram. Good to see you guys. Now, this came up real quickly, guys, and I don't know if you can hear the sound at all, period, but this came up, and I want you guys to see exactly what I kind of see here, okay? This is the current, and I'm make it bigger for everybody. This is the current one of the Biden administration's head guys when it comes to immigration. All right, or just anything coming out of the executive branch. Above it, you'll actually see numbers going for 2014 all the way to present date now. Look at the number, and this metrics is southern border, the yearly southern border encounters. Encounters mean that they got them and they were let into the U.S. All right, these are encounters that have been led into the U.S. So this is through Obama, Trump, and then now, of course, Biden. Look at this, guys. I don't know what the sound to play, but I want you to pay attention to these numbers up here. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's going on.
Some of the migrant flows, again, not perfect, not saying that it was down to a level that was comfortable for anybody, but there had been a decline. And so we want to see that same effort being applied again as a team going forward, and we'll see where that goes. But
look at these numbers, guys, from 2014. I'm going to go back a little bit. Look at these numbers, guys. Look at this. You got 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2014, 2015, 2016. That's Obama. That's Obama. All right. Obama's nickname used to be Deporter in Chief because he would deport so many people. Right. So I'm not alarmed at all concerning Obama. Okay. Which is great. Wonderful. Got it. Then you look at 2017, right? 2017, you got Trump is now Trump. Trump is to 2017, 2018, 2019. There was a bump there in 2019, right? And then 2020 goes back down, right? But look at this spike up, guys. Look at this spike. Look at this spike. 1.782 million, 2.162 million in 2022, 2.420 million. Look at the jump from 458 to 1.7. Then from 1.7 to 2.1. Then from 2.1 to 2.4. These are encounters that we have reported, not the gotaways. What we have reported, guys, that is a significant jump up. That's crazy. Look at this, guys. So I'm like, wait a minute. It is kind of a deductive reasoning thing to kind of come to a conclusion that between 2014 and 2020 there was a policy change, right? There's a policy change. Well, one of the policy changes was the Title 42. What Title 42, what that really was there was a judge order. It was called what they call the Remain in Mexico order, right? And I believe Obama may have had it. I believe that Trump actually had it, right? Well, Biden, I did a Countermove podcast on this. Biden allowed for it to expire. He didn't renew it, right? And really, to be honest with you, immigration is a congressional thing. It's a legislative branch thing, not executive branch thing. But because no matter if it's a Republican legislature or a Democrat legislature, they have not at all tried to solve this problem at all. So the executive branch has taken on this political football, and you see kind of the numbers here from Obama to Trump. Of course, Trump had a spike in 2019, which is 851,000, and then went down to 458,000. But then you look at Biden, man, 458K, 1.782 million, 2.162 million, and then 2.420 million. That's something happened between 2014 to 2020 that Obama and Trump were doing that Biden is not doing. Something has happened. Something happened. That is a logical conclusion. A logical conclusion. You're right, CC. That's way more. Exactly. This is coming directly from the CPP, from the Border Patrol, Homeland Security. This is not numbers made up at all. These numbers coming from Homeland Security. It's easy to see that there was something changed between 2014 to 2020, which caused a 1 a damn it. What is that? That is what a 4x, almost a 5x, 4x bump in 2021, and then you have in 2021, that's another 1x or maybe 2x, and then you have another in 2023, which was this year, 2.4. That's a crazy bump. Something changed for that to happen. That is a logical conclusion to come to. Something has changed. Today, we're going to look at what has actually changed, guys. All right, guys, let's dive in this real quickly here. All right, guys. Now, I hope we're streaming really well on Instagram, guys. Now, let's go over here, guys, to what's going on right now. Okay, people are saying, LaDale, I don't know if there's some type of border issue, guys. This is as of December 27th, yesterday, right? Yesterday. I want you to see what's coming to the southern border, right? We looked at last week. 15,000 a day are coming across. 15,000 a day on the southern border, right? This is what's coming right now. I want y'all to see this. Look at this. Here we go. Look at this crowd. This is ridiculous. Excuse me. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This crowd is traveling through Mexico. Through Mexico. Look at this crowd. Look at this. They're traveling through Mexico. Not just through it. We're going to figure out where they're coming from, but look at this, guys. You have police officers back here. Why are they not stopping them? What's going on here? What's going on here? This was not going on, right? It's safe to say this was not going on at all, guys, during Obama and also Trump. Now, there was something going on in Trump, I believe, in 2019 and 2020, but we saw the numbers of how it spiked up, and then there was a policy change, right, within the Trump administration, and went back down. This is what's going on right now, currently, as of December 27th, 2023. This is what's traveling up through Mexico, from Honduras, some from India, some from China as well. Come on, guys. Why are these people coming this way? Number two, why isn't the Mexican government actually stopping any of this? Right? You see police officers back there. These are logical questions to conclude without any political spin. These are logical questions. All right, guys? This is crazy. Now, let's go stop this real fast. All right, guys. So let me know, guys. Do you guys agree? By seeing these pictures, that's a logical conclusion to come up with. Now, we're not done, guys. Now, let's go over to this video. This is from News Nation, all right? This is from News Nation, because what's going on here, guys, is we're trying to determine where this is coming from, and then we're going to pivot over to Texas, okay? Now, watch this, guys. This is from News Nation, all right? On TikTok, all right? On TikTok, guys. This is News Nation, all right? Let me go and get it here. Okay, we got it, guys. Okay, we good. Boom. This is, they ain't gonna let me do it that way. Dang it. This is News Nation, guys. I'm gonna do it right here. This is News Nation. I want you guys to hear what they're saying. This is the News Nation reporter talking about what's going on this month of December. This is in December, guys. Not last year, not 2 years ago. This is December. This is on News Nation. This is on their direct TikTok platform. Here we go.
So we're in Naco, Arizona. We were driving along here on the border wall, and we actually look up and we see a gentleman at the top of the border barrier here.
Look at this.
With a rope on a ladder, using his cell phone and using binoculars. So we stopped, we pulled over, and we immediately saw 3 men in full-on camo with backpacks run into the border.
Come on, y'all. I mean, just climbing over. Right there with the news people are there, just climbing over. For real?
Bushes.
Look at
And
this.
after we were here for a little while, it began to be very apparent that they didn't care that we were here at all. They started sending migrant after migrant over the.
They got camo on. They got camo on, guys. Camo on. Don't care if they're being reported by the local news station as well. Also, they don't care. Look at this. And she communicated. They don't care that we're here. Look at this.
Border barrier using this yellow rope that you can see here, and they were just hoisting them down, lowering them down to the ground level. So right after that, they ran off into the bushes. But you can see he has his binoculars.
Look at this.
They're using
Binoculars?
as soon as somebody crosses over, they're able to help.
Come on, y'all. Come on. On top of the border wall with binoculars and camo stuff on. For real? For real. What changed for them to be this brazen when it comes to illegal immigration? Get people over. This brazen. Right? Here we go.
To help guide them through the bushes and let them know if Border Patrol's coming, if Border Patrol is out there, and where they need to go so that they can evade law enforcement. Now we did.
So she's reporting that they have cell phones to alert when the Border Patrol is coming, right? And they're hiding in bushes as well. Also, they're holding recon type of operations. This is for real. For real.
We did watch them again lower down several migrants, and no Border Patrol to be found. So as far as we know, they're going to contribute to what DHS confirms to me as more than 570,000 known gotaways since October 1st. And that number does not contribute to the more than 2.
My man walking around, $500,000 gotaways, and my man is walking around in camo, right, with a ladder. I mean, the brazenness. What changed in the current illegal immigration policies that's on the books to cause this type of influx during this time frame? But we ain't done. Keep going.
2.1 million encounters that we've seen this fiscal year alone. Now, we did ask them, are there more migrants on that side? They said no mas, no more.
Look at this. Now they show up. So guys, I gotta ask the question, guys. Man, this southern border illegal immigration, is it an invasion or not? I ain't never seen these smugglers this brazen, this type of influx, guys. You guys want to go back to the numbers? Let's just go back to the numbers. Let's go back to the numbers real quickly, guys. I want y'all to see the numbers again. Let's see the numbers. Here are the numbers. This is the numbers, guys. Look at the numbers. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, right? 2019, guys, right? Obama and Trump, 2020, and then boom, 1.7, 2.1, 2.4. What changed? What changed? What type of thing? Now, my man Nathan, which I love, he says they're smart. We know they're smart. They were smart during the Obama years and the Trump years. They were building tunnels. What I'm talking about is there's an influx of migrants coming by the 15,000 a day, right? And the brazenness of these smugglers that don't care about being filmed, got ladders, cell phones, recon. Like what has changed between 2014, right, and 2020? Look at the numbers. These are numbers. What changed? Something has changed. Something has changed to cause this type of spike up. Something has changed. So gotcha. Now let's move on, guys. All right, guys. Let's go here now. Let me get rid of this real quickly, guys. Let me know, guys. What do you guys think about this, man? Is this an invasion or not? This is an invasion or not? Is this an invasion or not? Now let's go over here, guys. All right. Now you actually have this going on right now. There was a Texas immigration bill signed into law, right? What was happening is because of this influx, right? And because of the fact that whenever Texas would actually make moves, for instance, early on in the Biden administration, the governor of Texas, I believe he could have actually done this earlier, but it is what it is. He first, number one, put Texas Border Patrol, state troopers cars on the border. Did nothing. Number two, National Guard did nothing. Number three, he's continuously constructing the actual wall. Number four, barbed wire. The Border Patrol came and actually cut the barbed wire. Number five, then they put in those buoys into the water to curtail it, right? The Biden administration took him to court to get this out. So what's happening is Texas is saying, yo, you're not helping us secure our border because we have sovereignty as a state. Each thing that we've done to try to curtail this, you have resisted us, federal government. So now we have to go to the extreme. To be honest with you guys, this is what I actually asked the sitting attorney general when I was running for public office if we could do with it. Initially, he said, no, we can't do it at all because of what the Supreme Court said when it came to sovereignty, when it comes to the border, is a federal issue, which is right. But they were looking at it. And now they believe they've found something, all right? Let's go over here real quickly to the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick. Visited with him one-on-one. Cool guy. He's really tall, but he been on Laura Ingram, guys. Let's see what he actually said about this real quickly. Here we go.
Support them. Joining me now is the Texas Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick. Dan, now the White House said today that this law won't make communities safer. Your response?
So we spent a lot of time, Laura, in the Senate writing this bill along with the governor, and we believe we have a bill that will survive any type of Supreme Court challenge because we are being invaded. Arizona.
So right there, the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is saying right there. He's saying right there, we believe we are being invaded. So the key thing is invaded, right? He's saying we believe we've been invaded. Why is he saying that? Because of the fact that, number one, the influx of people coming in. Number two, the federal government is doing anything they can to resist any type of barrier or resistance that Texas puts up. Let's keep going and see what he actually says about it. So he's saying right off the bat, this is an invasion. Let's keep going.
Arizona tried this about 10 years ago, but our law is different. It simply says that our law enforcement can arrest anyone, take them in, do a background check, photograph, do fingerprints. If they saw them cross the border illegally, we can do that. Or if they happen to reveal in the arrest stop that they crossed illegally, and then the magistrate will send them back and will escort them to the border.
So let's go back real quickly because I want him to explain this again. Here we go.
Then the magistrate will send
Let's
them
go back.
illegally. We can do that. Or if they happen to reveal in the arrest stop that they crossed illegally, and then the magistrate will.
So what the lieutenant governor is saying is when it comes to stopping someone that has actually came over illegally, right? Number one, you have to see them walk over. That's one condition. Number two, let me bring me up a little bit further. Number two, guys, what he's saying also is got to see them come by, and then number two, you got to see them once you are detained, not arrested, detained, right? You have to, of course, prove that you are a citizen, whether it be fingerprint, papers, visa, driver's license of some sort to confirm that you are here illegally. I'm sorry. So there is a process in place in order for them to come to the conclusion that someone is here illegally. That's actually in the bill, right? Then they have to go through a magistrate, which is a judge, right, to issue an order to deport them. It's real simple. This was put in place, guys, because of the fact that Texas was getting no federal help from their federal partner. And my man Nathan, I love my man Nathan. This is my dude, man. My D-town dude, man. He's saying that we need more funding. That's great, but here's my question concerning funding, right? And I can respect that. Here's my question for funding. How much money will solve the problem? How much money is going to solve it? Number two, how about we do this here? This has never been tried at all. How about we actually enforce the laws that are actually on the books already? Why is the answer always more money? Why is the answer always asking the American people to pay more money? Why don't you do your job and actually enforce the laws that are actually on the books? How about we start there? Before any money is spent, right? Enforce the laws that are already on the books. Newsflash. Is that too much to ask, guys? Enforce the laws that are already on the books. Down more money, enforce the laws that are already on the books. Matter of fact, if you want more money, how about we actually audit your books, government, to make sure that you're spending the money correctly? We know you're not. That's why that would never be an option, right? But let's don't begin with more money. Let's begin with enforcing the laws that are already on the books. Let's allow for the law enforcement, right? Whether it be state, federal, county, or municipality, to do their job effectively, right? And if they overstep their bounds, hold them to the same laws that are on the books. Newsflash. Enforce the laws that are already on the books. That has never been tried first. Matter of fact, I believe that they're being relaxed. Right? So let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Here we go. Boom.
We'll send them back and we'll escort them to the border. And they have a choice. They can go to jail or they can go back. And if they go back and try to come back again and we arrest them again, the penalty gets even higher. We're fed up. In fact, seeing what happened in Colorado tonight, Laura, makes me think, except we believe in democracy in Texas, maybe we should take Joe Biden off the ballot in Texas for allowing 8 million people to cross the border since he's been president, disrupting our state far more than anything anyone else has done in recent history.
Listen to this, guys. My man is saying 8 million people have crossed the border since the current administration has actually been in power. Let that sink in. 8 million people in 3 years. 8 million people. And that's what we know. It's not factoring in the getaways. It's not factoring that in. So now, and my man Nathan, we're going to get to Mexico as well, because if you saw the video before, this video here, guys, let's go back to this video here, guys. All right, here we go. Let's go back here. Again, guys, I love this exchange. Let's go back here, guys. Do we see this here? Here's the one thing that I see here. Here's one thing I see in this video here. What do we see in this, guys? We see police officers, Mexican police officers. Law enforcement is there. Why are they not stopping them? They're walking through Mexico. Why are they not stopping them? Why? So is Mexico grifting this as well? We're gonna get into that too, y'all. Don't you worry. Your partner got you. All right, guys. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one, guys. All right. Now, here we go. Thank y'all for your time. Here we go. Now, we heard Dan Patrick heard him talk. Now, what are both sides actually saying about this? Right? What are both sides saying? Right? Let's go to, because both sides are talking about this issue, both Democrats and Republicans now. All right? Out of respect here, the Democrats have been talking about it recently because it's an election year. Also, the Republicans have been talking about it more recently because it's what? An election year. So So this has been an issue because I've been critical of Greg Abbott. I think Greg Abbott should have been taking these steps earlier on in his administration. His I think it's his third term, I believe, or second term. He should have did this a long time ago. But it is what it is. No issue. Let's go and see exactly what's going on here. This is what people are saying about this now. Right? Here we go. Here's what they're saying. Let's go here. This is Eagle Pass. Very familiar with Eagle Pass and Del Rio. Why? Because my wife's family is from Del Rio. So I'm very familiar with all this stuff here. It's near to my heart because my wife's family is down there. So we go there all the time. Here we go. Now let's see what both sides are actually saying.
News alert: thousands of illegal immigrants flooding over our southern border each and every day. Now a caravan of at least 6,000 is closing in. Both sides of the aisle pressuring President Biden to do something to stop
both sides. Here we go.
And do it now.
Here we go.
This is the Faulkner Focus. Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Banderas in for Harris today.
Okay.
So Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas were both in Mexico yesterday to discuss the border crisis. DHS.
Now, let's stop right there. This is the second meeting that they've had in Mexico. Third meeting in Latin America. Right? Because remember, Vice President Harris went down to countries beneath Mexico, you know what I'm saying? And then they spoke before with Mexico, and this is going to be the second meeting in Mexico. Let's see what actually happens at this meeting, all right? Because remember, we heard my man Nathan say that Mexico we cannot force Mexico to stop doing stuff. Actually, we can, but let's keep going.
DHS calls their meeting with the President Obrador in Mexico and others, quote, very productive. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace says it's not even close to good enough.
Listen.
Blinken's visit to Mexico is all about paying lip service to this issue. We are seeing independents, Republicans, and Democrats getting very angry about what they're seeing at the border. This is a massive, massive problem for the Biden administration. They refuse to address it.
Self-proclaimed sanctuary cities are crumbling.
So now we get the sanctuary cities in a second. So now, guys, what's happening right now is we actually have the Biden administration now going down to Mexico for the second time to have the same conversation. Matter of fact, when Biden first came into office, the sitting president of Mexico, who's still the president, he's on his way out, was saying that this current policy that's been implemented right now on the border, when it comes to what Biden was doing, was not going to work. This is what the president of Mexico said at the beginning of the Biden administration. So why didn't that Mexican government or Mexican president say the same thing when Trump was president? Why didn't any Mexican president say that when Obama was president? Something changed for a sitting president of Mexico to make this conclusion. There has been a policy change. There's been a policy change. We're discussing that, all right? Now what's happening, guys, is now you're actually seeing, now you have sanctuary cities beginning to talk as well, because you just heard the Republican response initially was saying that this is the second meeting in Mexico, and there's been nothing there has been very productive meetings. Well, there's nothing being curtailed. Mexico is still allowing for immigrants to walk through Mexico, like through Mexico. There's no resistance at all, period. There's been no tariff type of threats at all. There's been no financial threats at all, period. What was productive about that meeting? Not what we still waiting on an answer. But now what's happening, guys, is now you actually have the sanctuary cities. Remember, what are sanctuary cities? Simple. Sanctuary cities are cities that they welcome illegal immigrants. They welcome them, right? Come on in. You actually have New York City actually trying to give out government IDs for illegal immigrants to be able to, they say, check out library books and things of that nature. And that may be another thing as well, but I'll get to in a second also. But let's see exactly what the sanctuary city is saying now that it's affecting them. Because what Texas was doing is because, again, Texas was not getting any help from the federal government. So they began to bus them to New York, to Chicago, to Denver, these liberal sanctuary cities who initially said that they welcome They welcome the illegal immigrants. Let's see now what they're saying now. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Here we go.
Under the massive weight of the crisis, Texas sending busloads and now planes full of illegals their way, a tiny fraction of what border communities are facing right now. Democratic mayors, meantime, from New York, Denver, and Chicago are tearing into Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Listen.
This is a national problem that has only been exacerbated by Governor Abbott's cruel, inhumane politics.
Denver finds.
So let's stop right there. Let's go back. Let's go. Hold on 1 second. Let's go back. Let's go back. That this is the sitting mayor of New York, right? Sitting mayor of New York. Here's my question to them as well. All right. It's my question to him. All right. Come back to me. If it is inhumane, what Governor Abbott is doing, why does that humanity stop with Governor Abbott? Why don't you have that exact same energy when it comes to these border policies? Because we see a spike and it's affecting your town. So when are you going to begin to have that same energy toward President Biden? Because as liberals have told me, the federal government has jurisdiction over the border, which I agree. So why is he attacking a state governor and not the president of the United States and his administration? I'm confused. You can't claim sanctuary cities, and then when you get these illegal immigrants, begin complaining about it. Let's keep going though. We ain't done.
Main politics.
Denver finds itself right now at ground zero in trying to resolve and respond to the migrant crisis. We are the first big city north of El Paso and the cheapest bus ticket and the shortest trip for the governor.
Our local economies are not designed and built to respond to this type of crisis. We are literally building a system as we go along.
So here's my question. If that is the case, why are you a sanctuary city? That is a logical question. You identified and you actually have legislation in all three of these cities that you are a sanctuary city. That means you are welcoming illegal immigrants. Here's my question. If now you're saying we have not been built for this type of influx of illegal immigrants, why are you complaining? You're getting what you wanted. I'm confused. Help me understand. Let's keep going, guys.
Team Fox coverage, Nate Foy, on those liberal city mayors now feeling the heat. First, Fox Business's Grady Trimble on the Biden administration's handling or not handling of the crisis. Grady.
Hey, Julie. Yeah, we saw that post on X from Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas calling yesterday's meeting in Mexico City very productive, but we didn't really get any specifics from Mayorkas or Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who was also in the room. Mexico's President Obrador this morning, though, said the two sides agreed to open rail crossings at the border that had been closed because of the surge of migrants. But he says fentanyl hardly came up.
Unfortunately,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. If fentanyl is coming across the border because of the influx of illegal immigration, why was it never brought up? Like, where are the solutions at to solve the problem? Where are they at? But let's hear exactly. Let's hear from the president of the Border Patrol Council. This is person on boots on the ground, Border Patrol people. Let's go.
Unfortunately, I think this is just a, hey, we went down there, they'll check the box, but nothing's going to get resolved.
They went down there for a photo op, but the policies have not changed. If they were serious about it, they would look at the tools that they took off the table, such as the Remain in Mexico policy.
Notably, while the meeting was taking place, and still right now, a group of thousands of migrants is making its way through Mexico toward the United States.
Through Mexico. Why hasn't Mexico stopped these illegal immigrants? If they are saying we want asylum, well, a part of asylum is you go to the nearest country that gives you asylum. So why are these illegal immigrants not asking for asylum to the nearest country, which is Mexico? Mexico is allowing for this to actually happen. This is a logical conclusion. Am I tripping? Let's keep going.
and it's not clear how either country plans to deal with that caravan. Just this month, there have been more than 250,000 migrant encounters at the southern border, more than 35,000 encounters over Christmas weekend alone. And meantime, immigration talks in the Senate are ongoing, but slow going. They're happening remotely this week with so many lawmakers taking time off for the holidays.
Time off.
Julie?
Time off. And I have to go in on the legislative branch as well. The Constitution is very clear. It says that the legislature is in charge of immigration. The legislature, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, both of you Bamas ain't did nothing concerning this at all. Both of you Bamas ain't. You don't go on a vacation and there's a problem, but you go on TV and you complain about Biden. Both of you. Come on, y'all. Hey, guys, it takes this into consideration when it comes to who you vote for. Come on. Let's keep going.
Grady Trimble, thank you very much. So 3 of those sanctuary city mayors held a virtual media brief yesterday. They are demanding restrictions on when and how many of Governor Abbott's buses can arrive, and they're pleading with the federal government.
So hold on, man. I'm trying to figure out, why are these guys going in on Abbott? Where is the outrage to President Biden? Where is it at? Where? Let's keep going.
Federal government for more funding. National Border Patrol Council President Brandon.
So what I'm hearing is from these three mayors, they're howling for more money. Hello, wink, wink, and then saying Governor Abbott is not doing the right thing, huh? So it seems to be like this is a money play. Again, we're gonna call them out. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
Brandon Judd says all the blame should go to Biden.
If they would actually come from a position of strength and start talking to Biden like it's his fault, then they would get his attention. These mayors need to clearly say this problem is a federal government problem. It's not a Greg Abbott problem. It's a federal government problem. And if they put the blame where it lies, then they have a chance of getting this crisis fixed.
Nate Foy with more. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Julie. So moving forward, charter bus companies will have to communicate with New York City 32 hours before dropping migrants off at a designated location. This is after an executive order from Mayor Adams. All drop-offs must happen between 8:30 a.m. and noon, Monday through Friday. Now, any bus company that fails to do that could be fined or face other penalties. Mayor Adams issued the executive order Wednesday after a record 14 migrant buses arrived from Texas in a single day last week.
Wow.
Adams said he can't even get a meeting with President Joe Biden to address this issue. Listen to him here.
Listen to this.
We cannot continue to do the federal government's job.
Agreed.
We have spoken to FEMA and other federal officials who have expressed concern about the border's surge, but not offered additional help.
Okay.
We need action, and we need it now.
Okay.
Julie, you mentioned it. The mayors of Chicago and Denver are also asking for more federal help. They want more money. They also want to expedite the approval of work authorizations for migrants. Brandon Judd with the National Border Patrol Council says the problem will continue so long as migrants are incentivized to come here illegally.
Thank you.
If we secure our border, we have to stop releasing these people into the United States. We have to stop giving that magnet that draws so many people to cross our borders illegally. As long as we continue to give them aid, they're going to continue to come.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, met with the Mexican president yesterday discussing the crisis.
Here's my question. Where's President Biden? Where's our chief executive at? Why is he not down there in this meeting? I understand he has Secretary of State's, Homeland Security, cabinet members there. This is great. This is a crisis at the border. We as American people need to see the president in the room, the chief executive in the room. Whenever you're running a company and there is a crisis, right, within the company, the CEO is not sending the COO or the CFO. They could be in the room, but he's not sending them alone. He's going to be in the room as well because he's the chief executive officer. He is the face of the entire company and or brand. And right now, our chief executive right now is not even in the room. Do we really want the problem solved? That's a logical question. I want to solve. I understand. His cabinet is there. Fine. We don't know what came out of the meeting. Okay. But where is the chief executive at? Where's he at? He should be in the room. Let's keep it going.
Crisis, which so far has seen record-breaking numbers for illegal migration. Grady just mentioned it. The southern border is on pace for the most migrant encounters ever in a single month, with roughly 250,000 so far in December, which means more buses could be coming up to sanctuary cities like New York. I'll send it back to you, Julie.
Unbelievable, Nate.
So, guys, it is. Whoo! That is, man. I would say this here. I understand the outrage from Denver, Chicago, and New York concerning the influx of illegal immigrants. Rocking with you. No problem with it at all. What I'm saying is this here is your outrage should be to two places. Number one, the executive branch, and number two, the legislative branch. Real talk. Both the executive and the legislative branch are using this as a political football. Let's keep it a band. It seems to be when it comes to sanctuary cities, what's actually happening a lot of the times is the only plea they have toward the federal government is not to enforce the policies that are already on the books. It is to ask for more money. So on the federal, money play. When it comes to Governor Abbott, enforcement. I'm confused by that. Now, on to the Republican side. I understand that you don't have the executive branch. Understand. You have the House. Right? You have the House. Right? Here's my question is with where you currently are at, Republican Party, right? If you really want to solve this problem, right? What's the deal? Talk to me. Now I understand there's some bills that are in play. I think the Democrats actually had a bill, but there was an agreement somewhere for the Republicans and the Democrats when it came to putting this deal together. I think the Democrats want Ukraine funding next to it. Hell no, Ukraine funding, no. But at the exact same time, Republicans, when you go on TV, yes, call out the lack of enforcement when it comes to the executive branch. That's fine. But also draw a circle around yourself as well, guys, and begin to prescribe some solutions your damn self. Right? It's real simple on this one. Not hard. All right? But man, sanctuary cities, stop complaining when you get what you asked for. And you complain because you did not plan for this influx. You didn't plan for this move. It was a good, I'm gonna lie to you, it was a good political move by Abbott and DeSantis. It was a good political move. It really was. I gotta give it to him. Gotcha. All right. Nathan, my man's in them, bro. I love you, brother, but I understand Biden cannot be at every meeting. I understand you trust your people, and then it's necessary for them to join once. I'm rocking with you. Here's my counter to what you're presenting, Nathan. Very simple. And this is a person that actually runs several companies, right? If there's a crisis in a company, one of my companies, right? And I have a CEO of one of my companies, and that has to be solved, the CEO is going to be in the room. The CEO is not going to be somewhere else. He's going to be in the room solving the crisis because he's the face of the company. It's very simple. This is a crisis at the southern border. You've seen the numbers. 1.7 in 2021, 2.1 in 2022, 2.4 in 2023. That's a crisis. Why is the chief executive not in the room when there's a crisis? I don't care what you say. You can have your generals there, but you need to be in that room. It's real simple. Mexico sent their chief executive into the room. Why can our chief executive be in the room? That's a logical conclusion. Logic. Not hard. Gotcha. Guys, man, this has This has been very interesting, guys. So now, guys, woo, okay. Now I'm almost done, guys. Thank you so much for your time. What's their strategy for this political move? Who's the there in my statement? The executive branch. What is their strategy? Right? What's the strategy? Now, I'm going to bring in somebody who I respect. And there's a theory out there, right? Called the replacement theory, right? It's called the replacement theory. Now, what this is, I've read about it. I'm familiar with it. But let's hear Dan Bunge. You know, he's done a lot of shows on this theory. But I found this one very quickly, guys. He's talking to Tucker Carlson, and he's going to talk about this theory called the replacement theory. And I want you to pay attention at who actually brought this theory up. Here we go.
You and I both know Michael Anton. He's just a fantastic writer. He writes about this thing all the time. I get a kick out of how the left has this thing like, it's not happening, but it's great that it is. And, you know, one of them is this replacement theory thing. Guy, I'm going to go a little bit out of order here. I'm sorry. I know I gave you these elements in order. But this replacement theory thing, the hilarious thing about this is if you mention it, it's considered this big right-wing conspiracy theory. Okay. The only problem is the only time I mention replacement theory is when I'm literally quoting the left. Let me just show you a few elements. And this, of course, it's this theory the left has that they can bring in a bunch of people demographically for a power base in the United States to get votes. I'm going to prove to you right here, this is their thing. But when you notice, they hate it. Here is an op-ed in the New York Times. This is very real. It's literally called, and I hate the word literally, Tucker, we can replace them in the New York Times.
That is the New York Times. And I actually saw this thing on New York Times. Yes, it's done. It is done October 29th, 2018. We can replace them. Yes, that's an actual article in the New York Times. It's still up. Let's keep going.
Times by Michelle Goldberg, dated October 29, 2018. That's the actual title. Wait, here's where it gets even better. Here is a later op-ed in the same paper. White people fearful of being replaced. In the opinion, you're like...
So 2018, May 2022. Let's keep going.
Holy shit, I'm reading the same paper. So I play this little supercut, just a minute. I won't make you sit through a lot, but it's just a minute long. This is a hat tip. I think this was Tom Elliott over at Grabian. Here is a supercut of the Democrats talking about demographic destiny. But when you talk about it, Tucker, we're definitely Ku Klux Klan members, 100%. Here, listen to this. Check this out.
Coming out into the open.
In a few years, we're going to be a majority brown country. White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority of the generation at some point.
As of 2007, every year, babies being born in this country, whites now are the minority.
In 2044, everyone is going to be a minority.
As the demographics change, as white people become the minority in the country, which is coming.
Demographics is destiny. Demographics is destiny.
Demographics is destiny, right? The country is changing.
I've been saying it here. Other people have been saying it here for years now, even before Donald Trump. The demographics is destiny.
The white population is declining for the first time in history in America, while the number of multiracial Americans have more than doubled.
So we live in a country where the demographics are changing. It's becoming less white.
Correct.
Okay.
You'll be announcing that we're calling the 38 electoral votes of Texas for the Democratic nominee for president. It's changing. It's going to become a purple state and then a blue state because of the demographic.
That's their own word. That's not me. I'm not in there. And yet, whenever I mention...
So, guys, the question I have for those that actually are saying that this is conspiracy theory, and hey, the articles, them saying it themselves, hey, seems to be pretty true. It seemed to be maybe true on this one, is how are they going to replace people? How do you replace the current citizens of the United States? Through what? Immigration. You are allowing for an influx of illegal immigrants to actually happen. We have recorded 8 million up to this point, right? Have came in encounters that have been let in to the nation, right? That's what we have recorded. It's probably 2x that, right? Could there be a plan for amnesty? Could there be a plan to make these illegal immigrants legal so that they can vote? Potentially. Don't know. Have to see. But the question I have to ask is, why hasn't the current administration shut down the border yet? Yes, my man Nathan said it was a photo op. I don't need photo ops. I need the chief executive officer and his cabinet in the room solving problems. That's what you were hired for, right? If Coca-Cola CEO is doing a crappy job of being a CEO and he's not on the job, he has to be let go. Very simple. It's the same thing when it comes to an executive. And the executive, and I'm talking about president, vice president. I'm talking about congressmen, senators. Those are the executives in the districts or in the states, so to speak, when it comes to the federal level. Governors, mayors, city council, planning and zoning, county judges, because those county judges are really mayors of the counties, what they really are. They're really the chief executive of the counties, what they really are. My question is very simple, is this here. If an executive or the people that are considered executives in their respective areas are not doing their job the right way, what's the next thing you got to do? Fire them. So here is my he said, why am I assuming that every Hispanic would vote for Democrat? I'm not assuming that at all, Nathan, at all. What I'm saying is, what is the reasoning why that this administration has not shut down the border yet? If you're trying to solve the problem at the border, wouldn't the logical thing to do is to shut down the border till you get it solved? That's a logical conclusion. Logical. So what's the reason why you're allowing for this influx of folks coming in? And it's not just Hispanics coming in here. You have Chinese coming in, people from India, people from Mexico, maybe people from Ecuador, people from Africa, Haiti. They're all coming through Mexico. Right? So all of them are not Hispanic at all. No, period. Gotcha. So it is what it is. Now, next, you may be correct. You may say the majority of Latino countries are Catholic and conservatives. You may be correct. I don't know. My question, you got to answer this question. Why has the executive branch not shut down the border? If you're looking for solutions to solve the border issue, wouldn't the first solution be to shut it down? And then get in the room with the legislature and come up with a deal to address the issue? That's logic. Logic. It seems to be that we don't want to do the basic stuff about enforcing the laws that are already on the books. It's always something new. It's always more money. Trash. No, at all. Now, here's my reaction, guys. My reaction has been very, very, very clear. Do I believe, guys, this is an invasion, guys? Yes. I believe this is an invasion. Not based upon a political leaning at all, period. This is based upon the non-solutions that have been put to the table by this current administration. If this was the same thing, if it was a Republican administration, I'd be saying the exact same thing. Because why? You are claiming you're trying to solve the border crisis while allowing for the very things to continue to be in place to allow for the spike in immigration. We saw the numbers, guys, from 2014 to 2020, right? You see there's a consistency there, right? That is Obama and Trump, right? Obama was known as the deporter in chief, right? We saw that in the numbers. right? Trump was known as a deporter as well, also, right? So you have Obama and Trump, deporters and chiefs, and then all of a sudden you see a big old spike up in 2021, 2022, 2023. 1.7 million in 2021, 2.1 million in 2022, 2.4 million in 2023. We're not finished with 2023 yet. So they'll probably be around like 2.5 by the end of the year, or 2.6. What has changed that the previous two administrations were doing that this administration is not doing? Very simple. Enforcing the laws that are already on the books. Obama and Trump enforced laws that are already on the books. Biden is not enforcing the laws that are on the books. Easy to see. Easy to see. Easy to see. It's real easy to see, guys. So this is wow. We got a problem. We got a problem. And we need people that can actually, we need thinkers. This is why I'm saying, why is the chief executive officer not in the room with his opposing chief executive officer in the Mexican side? Why has not we give Mexico millions of dollars? Why has that not been taken off the table? Right? Why has there not been any tariffs been used? Because they're walking through Mexico, right? We saw that video of Mexican police officers allowing them just to walk through Mexico. Walk through it. Why didn't Mexico stop at their southern border? Why? Mexico has some of the strictest immigration laws in the world. Mexico does. But they're allowing for them just to walk through. And number two, these legal immigrants, if you are looking for asylum, why don't you go to the first country, which is Mexico, for you get your asylum? Why? Why are you walking all the way through Mexico? Do I believe this is an invasion? Yeah. This is the reason why I am for Texas doing what Texas was doing. Now, I believe Governor Abbott should have acted a lot faster, right? But it is what it is. I agree with the law, so to speak. I agree with police officers or law enforcement doing the right thing when it comes to implementing this law, and I agree with it going through that process. I agree with it. I do. Why? Because the federal partner is not acting in concert with the state to protect the sovereignty of the state. It's very simple. Logical. Simple. Gotcha. Well, guys, man, this is called YouTube ain't nothing. It's all it is what it is, guys. I'm sorry. Now, my man Nathan, I love you, brother. I am agreeing. I'm not refuting anything about this at all. Here's my question. You have to answer. You keep giving what I call different points. What I'm saying, you got to answer the question. If the federal government is actively looking to solve this immigration problem, why have they not shut down the border yet? That is the initial and logical thing to conclude. And even the Border Patrol leadership is telling them to shut down the border. Why won't they do it? Why? That's logical. It's logical. Answer that question. Why has the federal government, each time Texas has tried to implement some resistance to the influx of illegal immigration across their border, why has the federal government actively tried to curtail Texas's resistance to solving this problem? Why? You got to answer those questions. Answer those questions. So that's a logical question. Answer it. Now, what's the counter move, guys? I always say, peep it, sweep it, and keep it, guys. Period. And I'm just going to say the counter move, guys, on this one. Guys, what's your current situation? Guys, when it comes to the current illegal immigration, and I got to say this, I'm going to focus on the legislative branch right now. This should be the number one issue that should be brought up. Are you happy with how the current representative or senator is trying to solve this problem actively, or their contender who's running in the primary against them, are you active with the prescribed solutions that they're trying to implement? Are you happy with those? If the answer is yes, vote for them. The answer is no, gotta make some decisions. Here's my question: is what? Well, before I get to the what is your strategy moving forward? Are you going to keep voting for them or not? When it comes to the executive branch, well, because if there's an executive branch election coming up, are you happy with how the executive branch is implementing illegal immigration? Is it an invasion or not? You answer the question or not. It's real simple. How are you going to vote moving forward? Okay? You can't be bitching and moaning about this and then vote the exact same way. That's called stupidity. Okay? It's very simple. What are you going to do to solve this problem? Right? Gotcha. And I would say, and thirdly, guys, here's the key part. Start thinking generationally. Most people, when it comes to voting or asking questions to elected officials, they think of now, which is important, but they don't think of 3 generations ahead of themselves, right? Because hopefully your children, if you have children, will live longer than you. Hopefully. And the Bible says a wise man plans for his children's children. So here's my question to you. When it comes to holding the executive branch, and when it comes to federal and state, the legislative branch, when it comes to federal and the state and the county and the cities, right? How are you voting? Are you voting for today, which is important, but does your vote also take into account 3 generations after you? Got to begin asking these questions now, right? Because now what's happening is this is affecting a lot of people. Did you guys know that right now, the federal government is giving illegal immigrants right now $5,000 in a card for money, $5,000 in a phone. I thought they were trying to solve the border crisis. If you're trying to solve the border crisis, why are you giving illegal immigrants money, taxpayer money? Why? And they call theft. Well, no, I wouldn't say they're called theft, but it's really going to be some theft when it comes to inflation. Again, guys, is your vote taking effect now and 3 generations after you? You got to answer that question, guys. Got to answer that question. Well, guys, thank you so much for the time, my man Nathan. Who defines invasion? Great question. Great question. That's a question that the Supreme Court has to solve, because if Texas can present evidence to show that the executive branch is purposely thwarting their efforts to curtail their efforts to secure the border, they may have a case. You're correct. Texas has receipts. This is the reason why the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, said that they believe they're standing on good constitutional grounds concerning this. Constitutional grounds. Because they believe that they can present a case in front of the Supreme Court that states that this is technically an invasion because of these receipts. The government has to curtail those receipts. Right now, all the government has right now that we've heard is this here. We hold sovereignty over the border. You are correct, but you are purposely allowing for our sovereignty as a state to be threatened because you are purposely standing in the way of us securing our border. Now they got a problem. Very simple. Ain't hard to do, guys. Ain't hard to do. I can tell you this right now. Texas, when it comes to going for the Supreme Court, right, against its current administration, they have a high percentage of winning. So you best believe if the legislature, and the governor, in concert with the Texas Attorney General, sat down and drafted this thing, bro, and they can come out and say we're on good, legalistic, constitutional grounds, they have a case because of their receipts and their batting. I think they've won about 90 to 95% of the cases in front of the Supreme Court against the government. That's a high percentage. If that's accurate, that's a high percentage. But anyways, guys, man, thank you so much for your time. This was a long one. We got people on Instagram. We got people on Instagram. Thank y'all so much for your time, guys. For those that on YouTube, I'm sorry, YouTube does not alert, guys. I'm looking to that for tomorrow's Real Estate Live, guys. Every single Friday, guys, at 5 p.m., Cliff and I go live on all platforms. It's a free Real Estate Friday training, guys. Man, every Friday. This is what he and I talk about, guys. And here we go. What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already, so we already own it, free and clear. Refinance to long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
Every Friday, 5 p.m. CST. Cliff and I do a Real Estate Friday training, guys. Tomorrow's going to be a good one, guys. So bring your pens and your pads. Invite your friends and your kinfolk while you're driving in the car, at the crib, you know what I'm talking about, and come learn a little something from me and Cliff, guys, man. And it's free. Don't cost you a dime. But guys, thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Give me your thoughts. What do you guys think about the whole presentation? I know this was a long one, guys, but give me your thoughts. Did it make some sense? Hold your partner accountable, man. I am not Christ Jesus. I'm just a servant of him, of my King. But guys, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. You know how I end it every single time before you leave. And while you can, you see that thing, take that damn picture and give it to your mom and them and holler at your partner. God bless you guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.